Hello my friends and welcome back. On this video tutorial we're gonna see some statements. Actually they are called flow control statements because they control the flow of our code. We will start with the if statement, which I believe that it is the most frequently used statement, and it exists on all programming languages. Let's see the syntax first. The syntax is if parentheses condition statement 1 else statement 2. This means that if the condition returns true, the first statement it is executed. If the condition returns false, the second statement it is executed. An example will help us here. If first of all I create a variable with name I equals 0, and I have the condition if I it is less than 100, curly brace, console log less, else console log greater. Okay, on line 16 we check if the variable I it is less than 100. Of course it is because it has the value of 0. So this returns this statement is true, and the first statement it is executed. After line 17, it goes on line. The interpreter goes on line 21 and continues the code. This is a small example, a small format of the if-else statement. We can make it a little bit more complicated by chaining many ifs together, the one after the other. For example, if I variable it is smaller than 10, alert smaller, else if again condition I equals to 10, alert equal, else if again condition I variable greater than 10, curly brace, alert greater. Okay, as you can see we have three if statements connected together. This is a little more complicated, but it is frequently used. The do while statement. The do while statement it is a post test loop, which means that first it is executed just for one time, and then on the bottom of the body it checks if the condition it is true in order to continue the execution. The syntax: do curly brace statement, okay, while expression. Example: we have the I variable equals to 0, so do console log I show the I variable, and then I increment it by 1, I plus plus, increase by 1, while I want the do while loop to be executed as long as the I it is smaller than 100. Okay, so this do while loop it is going to be executed 100 times. While statement is a pretest. It is a pretest loop. This happens because we create the condition before the main body of the loop. So if the condition it is false, the main body of the while loop never executes. The syntax is while expression statement. Example, while, let's give a new value to the I variable. So while the I variable it is less than 100, I console log the I variable and I increase it by 1. Can you see a difference? On the previous example, we don't have a condition here. So when the interpreter comes from top to bottom, it goes to line 33 and then to 34 and to 35. This means that the main body of the do while loop it is executed at least one time. Okay, and then we have the condition. On the while loop here, on line 47, first we make the condition, and if the condition returns true, only then we go on the main body of the while. So if we change the value of the I variable to 1000 or to 100, when it comes on line 47, it checks the I variable, which it is actually 100, to see if it is smaller than 100. This will return false, and then the main body of the while loop never executes. Okay, so we have to return here true in order to execute the main body at least one. The for statement. The for statement, it is like the while, it is a pretest loop, which means that we have the condition before the main body of the loop. So if the condition it is false, we can the main body of the for loop never executes. The syntax it is for, and into parentheses we have the initialization of our variable, of our counter variable. We have our expression like before, and we have the post loop expression here, which is always in the most of our cases it is the incrementation of our counter and the main body here. Okay, example. For I it is equal to 0. For no, we don't need this. I create a new variable here for x equals 0. As long as x it is smaller than 100, I increment the x variable by 1. And here on the main body I write console log and I show the value of x variable. As you can see here, we don't need to increment our variable because we increment it here. This for loop is going to be executed as long as the x variable it is smaller than 100. Next we have the for in statement. The for in statement it is usually used in order to enumerate the properties of an object. Enumerate the properties of an object. For the needs of this example, I'm gonna create an instance of object type equals new object, and I'm gonna add some properties like doors equals for car wheels equals for car dot radio equals true, car and one method car beep function alert beep beep. Okay, so I have created 4 properties here on my object car: the doors, wheels, radio, and beep. Now I am ready to execute the for in statement. For I create a new variable props in my object name car. Okay, I check to find the properties that my object has, and I show them on the console. The props. Okay, let's make and let's write text here. Property name. Okay. Here we don't need a counter to increase it because we check inside our object to find how many properties we have. I refresh the page. Okay, smaller. So I come here on my object. On line 66 I create the properties here, the function, and then I am on the for in loop. Okay, console. I execute it and I get the first property of our object, which is the doors. Second property is wheels. The third property is radio. And the fourth it is the beep method that we have. Okay. So everything it is executed successfully, and we have gotten the four properties of our object. Break and continue statements. We use the break statement when we want to stop the execution of a for statement and continue after the loop. I'm gonna create a small example. Var counter equals 0 for var I equals 1 as long as 1 is less than 10 I plus plus. Into for I use an if statement and I check to find if I modulus 5 equals 0, and then I break. After if I increase my counter by 1, and out of the for statement I alert to get the value of my counter. Okay, that's it. So here on line 80, I check to see if the I value divided by 5 give us a remainder of 0. If this is true, line 81 is executed, and immediately the code execution go to line 86, which is the alert after line 81. Okay, we have exited from the for loop and we are now on line 86. Return 4. Please check that code on your web browser and you'll see that the counter now has the value of 4. Okay, let's now proceed to the continue statement. We use the continue statement when we want to exit from a loop, but the code execution continues from the top of the loop. I'm gonna copy the previous example. Okay. And I replace the break with the continue statement. Here, again, I check to find out the division on line 90. And if this returns true, if the condition here returns true, the continue statement is executed. But now the execution goes to line 89, where the top of the for loop exists. So here I write after the line 89. Sorry, 91. Okay, please run this example on your web browser and you're gonna see that the counter value here, it is 8. I hope you enjoyed it. See you on my next video. Bye.